And I know I'm a little bit tardy. I know some of these games have tipped, but I got the lines prior to tip, obviously, because they erase the lines after they tip. And um, they're the predictions, and I know some of these games already started, but I wanted to get on record where we're at um, and just see how we do on Sunday. I wanted to get all the games in. So first off, got Princeton at Harvard laying 2.5. We say it's a 9-point victory. Princeton's our play there. Uh, Quinnipiac hosting Canisius. 4.5 is the line. We say it's a 3-point win for Quinnipiac. So that makes Canisius the dog our play. Vegas got lazier. So there's three pick'ems, and there's normally never any pick'ems. Now there's three. Fairfield at Manhattan. We think Fairfield's a better team. 71-66, a 5-point victory. So on the pick'em, we're going with Fairfield. Illinois at Michigan. Now, I know I'm going against my conventional wisdom, which is if you're the home team in the Big Ten, you're automatically the winner, because that just seems to be how it plays out. Unless you're Wisconsin. Wisconsin does play well on the road. But we're going to go with what the computer says. And remember, we're not making any adjustments for home court, which I know sounds silly, but I've detailed the reasons why. We're playing by these rules and with the eye on the big tournament at the end of the year, March Madness, and it's all neutral court. So we're not going to do very well until then. But we do have Illinois as our pick here in the pick'em to beat Michigan at Ann Arbor. Iona on the road at Rider, 8.5 the line. We think Iona will cover that, and so that's our play. Iona. Monmouth on the road at Siena, laying 2.5. We think Monmouth covers that. That's our play. Monmouth. This one I don't agree with. St. Peter's hosting Niagara, 4.5 the line. Computer said just a 4-point victory, so we're taking the dog, taking Niagara. George Mason hosting George Washington, 9.5 the line. We think George Mason wins that by 11, if not more. So that's our play, George Mason. Memphis hosting Wichita State, 8.5 the line. We think that's too many. We like Wichita here, so we're taking the dog with Wichita. Here's our one and only money line play. Temple hosting Tulane. Now, Temple has been tough at home, but I've been really impressed with Tulane. I think they're a good team. They're getting 2.5 at Temple. We think they win the game. We're on the other side of the line. We have the underdog winning. That's a money line. And we've done pretty well with the money lines this season. We'll talk about that in just a second. UNC Greensboro hosting East Tennessee State. 3.5 the line. We say, East Tennessee State, it's going to be a tight one. We think it's a 1-point victory for Greensboro. That makes East Tennessee State the dog, and that's our play. Ohio State on the road at Maryland, 3.5 the line. We think Ohio State, even though it's the Big Ten, travels to Maryland and comes up with a victory. Montana State and Montana, they haven't played in a week. All these teams are scrambling, flying all over the country, getting games, and meanwhile, they're just sitting back, preparing for this game. I guarantee you they're preparing for this game. So Montana's going to be ready for Montana State, but conversely, Montana State is going to be ready for Montana, and they're the better team. So it's a pick 'em, and we have Montana State beating Montana on the road just because they've had a week to prepare, and they're a good team. They're a better team than Montana is. St. John's has been scoring in buckets lately. They're on the road at DePaul, 2.5 the line. We think St. John's scores a ton of points and wins and covers here. And here we go, bucking the trend again with the Big Ten. I know I'm going to lose these. I know I am. There's no chance I'll win these. Indiana at Minnesota, laying 3.5. Minnesota's going to win just by proclamation that the Big Ten home team wins, with the exception of Wisconsin. So we think we're fully prepared for Indiana to go in and lose to Minnesota, but the computers, Indiana's a 10-point better team than the Golden Gophers, so we're taking Indiana against my wishes. Okay, finally get a home team in the Big Ten. Penn State hosting Nebraska, 10.5 the line. Penn State's really tough at home. So we think we're pretty comfortable with this play. Penn State wins and covers. Connecticut at Georgetown, 10.5 the line. UConn is really good. Georgetown is not very good. Big East relative to the Big East. They're one of the poorer teams in the Big East. We think UConn wins going away, covering that 10.5. Houston has a little retribution to play because they went to SMU and got beat earlier, and now they come back, and now it's time for Houston to exact their revenge. We think, and Houston's playing well right now, very good team. 10.5 line. We think they're going to lay the wood and throw a little extra punishment in because Houston can do that. We think they're going to win and cover here against SMU, and that's all the games for Sunday, 18 games. And Sunday has been not very kind to the scores are, but well, any day in NY has been pretty bad for us. So like last night, we went 72-70 for 50% winning percentage, but we did get 10 money line victories, taking our season total up to 165. Not bad. And this is all about Vegas is just completely enamored with the home team. And we still think that good teams on the road playing an inferior team, they deserve to get a second look. And to the tune of 165 money line plays and wins, conversions. So we're proud of that. We're not so proud of this. 1177 wins, 1159 losses, right at percent. We just can't seem to break it. But the good news is that neutral court time is coming. It's right around the corner. So some of these conferences are going to have, the higher seeded teams host the lower seeded teams at their place. So that works for us. We like that. That works for us. That gives us the home court advantage. And then some conferences are going to be neutral court. They're all going to end up neutral court. And that, of course, works for us big time because it's just going to come down to who's the better team. Who's the better team and who's not, who's the worst team. And that plays right into our hands. It's just going to be a matter of the point spread and are we on the right side or not. But we get this huge disadvantage lifted from us and we get handed a gigantic advantage. So looking forward to that. I hope the days of 50% will be behind us. We're going to shift this over and put in just any postseason games are going to go in here. And we're going to focus on that. We're going to try and forget about this. Well, we're going to shift the money lines over too. So I doubt we're going to have many money lines in the postseason. But this part of the contest will come to an end here when we go postseason, and there'll be some overlap. There'll be some teams playing postseason and some teams still playing regular season. So we'll keep them both updated. But we're going to start a whole new, fresh contest right here, full of data, full of no home court advantage or home court advantage that favors us. I look forward to it. This is going to be fun. Okay, folks, I know I'm tardy. I know these games have tipped. I just wanted to get on record. I started doing the predictions before they tipped. So it is what it is. Have a great Sunday, and I hope you make some plays and win some games and make some money. We'll see you tonight. We'll do the recap. We're going to reset the rankings tonight. We'll do a couple things. We're gonna reset these rankings. We're gonna go visit KenPom.com and see where we are in relation to KenPom, and we'll have a fun time. Okay, well that's gonna be it for now. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.